Next tip is find flow. You can think of depression as the result of boredom. For many of us, at many times, we get depressed when we're bored, when we don't have something occupying our attention. Neuroscientists have identified an area of the brain that is active when we are bored. It's called the default mode network, or DMN. The default mode network is active when we're not engaged in a present activity, when we're bored. The default mode network anticipates the future and considers the past. Anxiety happens when we are anxious about the future. Depression happens when we ruminate or have regrets about the past. So one way of seeing depression is activation of the default mode network resulting from boredom and leading to rumination about the past. If that's our understanding of depression, we can think about prevention of depression by being engaged in the present, by avoiding boredom, by avoiding activation of the default mode network that leads to that rumination. Being fully engaged in the present leads to a quieting of the default mode network and can thereby reduce depression. Flow is a popular and well-studied strategy for being fully engaged in the present. This book has changed my life. It's by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, and it outlines what flow is and how to achieve it. I'll summarize it here, but I really won't be able to do the book justice. I recommend you read it. So again, we're using flow as a strategy for being fully present in the present. Flow can be derived from anything we're doing. All we need is a specific goal, a challenge that matches our skills, and immediate feedback. Examples of flow activities include cooking, reading or listening to an audiobook, going for a walk or bike ride, meditating, yoga, and conversations with others. In all of these aspects, we are challenged in some way. We're growing in some way. We have a certain level of skill to begin with, and we're challenging that skill, or we're building that knowledge. And we're getting feedback along the way. Many of these examples of flow activities are physical in nature. We're using our bodies, and that's no coincidence. It's very hard to mind wander and ruminate when we are physically challenged, when we're physically in our bodies, even if we're walking and we have to pay attention to where we're going. It allows us to be in our bodies, to be fully present. Many of our leisure activities are passive, especially in the technological age, where we are not required to do anything. Take television, for example. What's the goal? What challenge do we have? What feedback are we getting about our performance? Compare that to a game of tennis, where you're trying to get the ball over the net. You're playing with someone who can hit the ball back to you. So someone who's meeting your skills, and who's someone who challenges you to grow your own skills. And you get feedback. You see if the ball goes over the net every time you swing at it. Again, flow is a way of optimizing present experience, being fully engaged. One way of looking at depression is the state resulting from boredom when we're ruminating about the past. An effective way of preventing depression is flow, or optimal experience, and being fully present in the moment.